An apple crumble that's only 250 calories and 14 grams of protein. That's not something you get every day. I am so stoked to show you guys this high protein apple pear crumble. Some people call them crisps. I personally call them crumbles. And yes, it shall be crisp and it shall crumble. And we're using TVP, you guys, to make our crumb topping. We're pairing it with rolled oats, so there's still some of that familiar texture and healthy fiber and stuff. But you guys, if you've never tried using TVP in sweet recipes, this is a great recipe for you to try and dip your toes in the water of TVP in sweet things. You're gonna love it. Let's get right into this recipe. We have some fruit to chop up. We're using pears and apples, 3 of each, and we're just going to chop them up into some cubes, throw them in a 9x9 casserole dish. Beautiful. Now we're gonna add some more fun things. We have 2 teaspoons of cinnamon for flavor, and you know, cinnamon is just, you must always have cinnamon in a crumble. It's the law. I don't make it, it's just how it is, okay? 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and a pinch of salt. A couple tablespoons of maple syrup for a little kiss of sweetness. We're gonna squeeze the juice of half of a lemon just to help bring out the flavors, add a little bit of punch, a little bit of tang, and a teaspoon of vanilla extract for flavor. Now just grab yourself a spatula or a spoon and we're just going to give it all a good mix. Make sure that all of the cornstarch has been kind of dissolved in the maple syrup and the lemon juice. Make sure there's no clumps of it left visible. Beautiful. So set aside the fruit in the casserole dish for just a minute or two while we make our crumble topping. So we're gonna take our TVP, which is just 1 cup of TVP, add it to a large mixing bowl, followed by 1 cup of rolled oats. You can use gluten-free if you gotta. And then we're gonna add 4 tablespoons of an unflavored plant-based protein powder. I'm using Compliments, love their unflavored stuff. It really does not taste like anything, and it's great. Then I'm just gonna add a few shakes of some cinnamon, probably about a teaspoon, I'm assuming. And then we're just gonna give that all a good mix with a whisk or a spatula until all the ingredients are combined and there's no funky lumps or chunks. No one likes lumps or chunks. Then we're just gonna add 1 tablespoon of maple syrup for a little bit of extra sweetness and just enough soy milk to help the crumble turn into a little bit of a clumpy situation. I've got about half a cup here. I might not need to use the whole thing. We don't want things to get really wet and soggy because then the TVP will absorb and get chewy, which is not what we want. We just want things to be well combined until they're not that dry anymore. You want it to look like this pretty much, almost like it's granola. It's crumbly and chunky, but it's not soggy and wet, but some of the powder has kind of absorbed a little bit into the liquid that we added. So this is the perfect texture. Now all we gotta do is pretty much just spoon out the crumble topping right onto our fruit. This is coming from just an inspired moment here, but you can add a little extra cinnamon on top just for more spicy goodness. And bake her up for about 25 to 30 minutes just until the crumble topping starts to get nice and golden and crisp, and you can sort of start to see the fruit in the bottom bubbling away and getting nice and juicy. Ooh, you guys. Apple crumble, I should say apple pear crumble. This looks and smells so good, so legit. Like, it smells like any apple crumble I have made. Added a little bit of plant-based vanilla yogurt on top. Y'all, that crumble is crispy. It is really good, and I'm not lying. I promise you guys, this is really good. No, the TVP does not taste like faux meat at all, like literally not at all. If it adds any flavor to this in the slightest, I would say it adds just like a bit of nuttiness, which is fantastic in a dish like this. So you guys definitely gotta try this high protein pear apple crumble with TVP.